On the plane of Eldarin, to become a knight of the realm, you must undertake a heroic quest into the wilds, the domain of the chaotic fae. Maddening trickery and mortal danger alike await you in the forest, but so do incredible arcane secrets to claim as your own. Welcome everyone, this is Elspeth of the Planeswalker Pantheon bringing you today a booster box opening, just a regular draft box of Throne of Eldraine, the 83rd expansion of Magic the Gathering. Throne of Eldraine is considered to be a top-down design set inspired by a romantic Arthurian legend of Camelot on one hand and Grimm's fairy tales on the other. Besides Grimm's fairy tales, the set also covers a wide range of European fairy tales that come from a variety of sources. But enough of that, let's just get into cracking these packs, shall we? The reason why we're all here. I just had my pre-release this weekend. The set is unbelievable, from the artwork to the top-down design. Like, you guys remember how good Original Innistrad was, yeah? That's an example of top-down design. It's where they take a concept like, you know, gothic horror, Arthurian legend and Camelot, Grimm's fairy tales, you know, and they just design around those tropes. Oh my gosh, this box is all tightly packed. I'm trying to rip it. But you know the drill. I'll open these packs up. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm only going to read out the rares and scan through the commons and uncommons, just to see if I can try some other ways of presenting these videos in a way that is a little bit more appreciative. Also, the fact that these booster packs are done in the Japanese style, so you get your rares and uncommons towards the front and your commons and everything else towards the back. Oh, this box is real tight. Alright. And you can also tell they're in the Japanese style because they're a little bit more airy in the pockets. And they're also done in that Japanese print stock as well, which has a bit more of a glossier feel. So we have a boar, a swamp, oops. And our first rare is the Wildborn Preserver. So for 1 in a green, you get a 2/2 creature elf archer. It has flash and reach, and whenever another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on Wildborn Preserver. I will go through all these cards because sometimes you do get the special showcase cards, but I will go slow enough so you guys can read them. So happy Fling's back in this back into standard as well. I kind of like this art better than the Almond Cat block art personally. So that's just personal preference. You can use whatever art you like. And our rare for this pack is Fires of Vengeance. So for 3 and a red, you get an enchantment. You can cast spells only during your turn, and you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. You may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. Just this whole set is just so full of flavour. It feels like you can taste it in a weird way, you know? And it's been a while. I think the last top-down set that I immediately remember was Theros, where they had a big focus on Greek mythology, and that was very much my jam, because like I'm a bit of a Greek history nerd, a Greek mythology nerd, and so I could point out a lot of the tropes, although I needed some people a little bit more smarter than I am to point out some of the ones that are a little bit lesser known. But this is something that's kind of like in everyone's wheelhouse, because these are all things that we kind of grew up with, you know, when we were younger. You know, we know about Beauty and the Beast. We know about Sleeping Beauty. Got a foil Memory Theft. I'll read the foils. So for 2 and a black, you get a sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. The player discards that card. You may put a card that has an adventure that player owns from exile into that player's graveyard. And we've got a Worthy Knight. So for 1 and a white, you get a creature human knight. Whenever you cast a knight spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token. So if you guys loved Hero of Precinct 1, this is the knight's version for that. And we've got our first mythic for the box. We've got the Questing Beast. So for 2 and 2 green, you get a legendary creature beast. It's a 4/4. It has Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls. The question is, where is the downside for this? It is insane. I'm so happy I got to see one. This is the Beanstalk Giant. So this is what the showcase frames look like. So they've got like this special frame with different artwork they can get. I like this common land cycle as well. They're not just completely, I won't say completely useless, but they're quite interesting. The fact that they do have the basic land type, it means you can fetch them up with fetch lands. Because I think these might see very fringe. I'm talking very fringe, or like at least in budget decks in Modern. Play in budget decks in Modern. Some of the effects could be interesting. I want to see people alter this card with the artwork from with the image from The Hobbit, where Bilbo Baggins is running out and saying, "I'm going on an adventure." If someone can do that for me, I'd really love that. Oops. And our rare is Murderous Rider. So for 1 and 2 black, you get a creature zombie knight. It's a 2/3. And it has lifelink, and whenever it dies, we put it on the bottom of its owner's library. Or you can pay the adventure cost of 1 black for an instant adventure called Swift End. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. So if you loved Heroes Downfall back in the day, this guy's your man. Back into the Pie is probably like my favourite card in this set. Just both on flavor and just for the effect. It's so good. Ops back into standard. Hip hip hooray. Oh, man. I can't wait to draft this set when the draft comes out. So our rare is the Lovestruck Beast. So for 2 and a green, you get a creature Beast Noble. It's a 5/5. Lovestruck Beast can't attack unless you control a 1/1 creature. And his adventure is Heart's Desire, which is a sorcery for a single green. Create a 1/1 human creature token. I've actually been lucky to open this in the showcase art, and it looks really pretty. Like, I love the fact that they've made, like, these showcase pieces. It just gives, like, I mean, everyone loves foils. I know I'm not a big foil person, but hey, if I've got the foils of a card, I will play with a foil. But, like, these showcase pieces are just something else entirely. Like, they're just so beautiful to look at. Actually, I have a friend of mine who opened up the Lovestruck Beast with the alternate frame, and can you get them in foil? The Lovestruck Beast just looks amazing. Like this, they've knocked it out of the park with this set, between flavor and the artwork. it just really reflects that style that they were going for. And we got a Rally for the Throne. So for 2 and a white, you get an instant. Create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. And Adamant is a mechanic in the set where if you pay at least 3 of a single particular color of mana, you get an extra effect. And our rare is Vantress Gargoyle. So for 1 and a blue, you get an artifact creature Gargoyle. It has flying. It can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. And it can't block unless you have 4 or more cards in hand. And you can tap to mill each player. I personally think that mill is very much going to be a thing in this set. I've played a bit of blue-black control. Once I played Esper control, and it was very much focused in getting things into the graveyard for you to either take advantage of it or just make something out of it, you know? Because, I mean, hey, if you can't kill or counter something, you can just mill it away, and it won't even matter anymore. And our rare is Gadrick the Wizened. So for X and triple blue, it's a legendary creature, human wizard. It's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you draw 3 X cards. Whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls. I made a mistake during a later pre-release session. I had a Gadrick the Wizened, my opponent had a Hushbringer. I'll let you finish what ended up happening with that. This is the first time I've actually seen some of these cards because, you know, actually I even got this in the storybook frame. It looks really pretty. Just like, I just want all the art of storybook cards because they all just look amazing. Yeah, so we've opened 1 mythic already in Questing Beast. Let's see what else we can get. I mean, Questing Beast is probably one of the most expensive mythics in the set. It's definitely up there and already seeing play, so I mean, you can't complain too much. Let's see what other treasures we have in store. The foil for Boding Fruit. So for 2 and a black, you get a sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. And if you spend at least 3 black mana, you can create a food token. And our rare is Castle Ardenvale. So it's the part of the legendary land cycle for this set. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control planes. You can tap to add white, and for 2 and 2 white, you create a 1/1 white human creature token. Someone pointed this out to me. This looks like the City of Men in Lord of the Rings. I'm drawing it out of mental blank as to the name of it. Oh, I feel bad now because I love Lord of the Rings and I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on it. It'll probably eventually come back to me in a moment, as it usually tends to do. And I like the adventure as a mechanic. Like, it's just a cool way to sort of say that, okay, all your creatures have a spell attached to them. You know, you are going to get some sort of advantage to it. You know? It's just like it's a cool way to give card advantage to all colours, in a sense. It's like, alright, I'll cut, it's like, and it also creates some interesting, choices in, gameplay. Whoops. And our rare is Emery, Lurker of the Loch. So for 2 and a blue, you get a legendary creature, Merfolk Wizard. It's a 1/2. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. When Emery, Lurker of the Loch enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard. You tap it to choose a target artifact in your graveyard and may cast that card this turn. I think people are already looking at that for modern, like an Affinity, or like even in Wurza maybe. Who knows? I'm currently in a Mon League at the moment. I'm playing Soul Sisters, and I'm always looking for new and interesting stuff. So Castle Ardenvale's gotten my attention. There's the rare white legendary, which will hopefully open, and we can talk about that in a moment. And our rare. Oh, first of all, we've got a foil, Garenbrig Carver. So for 3 and a green, you get a creature, human warrior, it's a 3/2. And for its adventure, you get an instant called Shield's Might. So for 1 and a green, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Our rare, however, is Fey Burrow Elder. So for 1 a green or white, you get a creature tree folk druid. It has vigilance. Fey Burrow Elder gets +1/+1 for each colour among permanents you control. And you tap it for each colour among permanents you control, you add 1 mana of that colour. There is a combination, I can't remember what the exact combination is, but you can somehow generate infinite mana. Glasscaster, I think, is going to be a key removal piece for standard. It's very reminiscent of Banishing Light. You know, an effect that was very, very good in standard at that time. Our rare is Piper of the Swarm, so for 1 black, you get a creature, human warlock, it's a 1/3. Rats you control have menace, and for 1 black, you tap it to create a 1/1 black rat creature token, and for 2 and 2 black, tap and sacrifice 3 rats, you gain control of target creature. Hey, who loves pack rat? Oh, that'd be fun. I wonder if there's like a mono black rat deck. Oh no, there is one in Commander, but I wonder if there is one in potentially in Modern. And our rare is Happily Ever After. My gosh, I nearly got a playset of this. So for 2 and a white, you get an enchantment. When Happily Ever After enters the battlefield, each player gains 5 life and draws a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 5 or more colours among permanents you control, there are 6 or more card types among permanents you control and or cards in your hand and graveyard. Your life total is greater than or equal to your starting life total. You win the game. So, Coalition Victory? Ooh, Dranolock. I'm kind of looking for this for standard as a potential player. Where are all the Elsa altars? I want to start seeing Elsa altars coming around of the Ice Princess. Or the Queen of Ice, sorry. Because that scene looks like it's been ripped straight out of Frozen. I think I'm getting better opening these packs. Token. And a rare is the Gilded Goose. The goose is loose, people. So for a single green, you get a creature bird. It's an ode to flying. When it enters the battlefield, you create a food token. For 1 green, you can tap and create a food token, or tap, sacrifice a food, add 1 mana of any color. The goose is loose, everyone. The goose is loose. Slaying Fire is really cool. In Mono Red, I've been playing Mono Red Cavalcade in on Magic Arena at the moment. It is so cool. I mean, it's kind of funny that I'm playing a control deck in paper and then Cavalcade right now in Arena. But you know, variety is the spice of life. Variety is always the spice of life. I mean, I guess I've got enough stuff to make Mono Red Cavalcade for standard. And our rare is the Stone Coil Serpent. So for X, you get an artifact creature snake. It has reach, trample, and protection for multicolored. That's a lot of stuff. And it enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it. That's a big snake. That does so much. This is very good too. I think the draft format's going to be very, very slow and grindy because I know it was sealed that we were playing earlier, but I even felt that even more so than usual, these games went for a long time. I think it's because of the fact that food tokens are sort of relatively easily spread out between all 5 colours. You know, there's some way to get a food token somewhere in most, if not all, colours. And the fact that they gain you 3 life, it's actually quite a significant chunk. And our rare. Actually, we've got a foil first. It's Bargain. So for a single red, you get an instant. Target attacking creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Each attacking non-human creature gains trample until end of turn. And our rare, if I can somehow, is Opportunistic Dragon. I've got a playset of this now. I think if you guys have watched my collector's box opening, this was not only my second full art, it was also foil. So for 2 and 2 ready, a creature dragon with flying, it's a 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, choose target human or artifact an opponent controls. For as long as Opportunistic Dragon remains on the battlefield, gain control of that permanent, it loses all abilities and it can't attack or block. Oh, I wish I had this when I was playing my Knights deck in the pre-release. It was so nice. I had just the nuts curve. I just didn't have a way to fix, so I couldn't play any of the white Knights, which made it a little bit harder. Because I had some really good white removal. I had reason to play white. Let's just put it that way. One good to get in the box so far. Let's see if we can make it 3. 3 is a fair number to ask for, I think. And our rare is the Lochmere Serpent. So for 4 a blue and a black, it's a creature serpent. It's a 7/7 with flash. Pay a blue, sacrifice an island. The serpent can't be blocked this turn. For black, sacrifice a swamp. You gain 1 life and draw a card. And for blue and a black, you exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard. Return Lochmere Serpent from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability at only any time you can cast a sorcery. I played this. It's an absolute bomb. If you want to talk about dropping bombs on people, that serpent counts as 1. And like, I feel like a lot of the flavor text just lands home. Some of the stuff is very dark. Everyone in my store loves Gingerbrute. Gingerbrute just like stole everyone's hearts at the pre-release this past weekend. Everyone was in love with him. Everyone loved the little gingerbread man. But hey, you can't catch him unless you got haste, right? Oh, Garrick Wolf. Cool. And our rare is Return of the Wild Speaker. So very close to getting a Garrick. So for 4 and a green, you get an instant. You choose 1. You draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Or non-humans you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. Sorry if I kind of stopped for a bit. Some of these cards I haven't even read before. Because, I mean, you play your pre-release. You need to read. Get to see a small amount of cards, and I seem to have seen a lot of the same cards in my pre-release, which is a little unfortunate, so it didn't get me a chance to really observe and sort of sink in the set. Actually, I've got a funny story about Didn't Say Please. I was playing in the finals. I was 3-0 in the tournament, I was playing against someone, a friend of mine who's also a judge, but he got the time to play in the pre-release. He was just there to have questions asked if needed. He tried to play the Lockmere Serpent. I knew it was there from game 1. This is in game 2. He tried to say please, but no, he didn't. Alright, and our rare, it's actually a foil. Wow. So this is Once Upon a Time. So for 1 green, you get an instant. If the spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast without paying its mana cost. With the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And my gosh, this artwork is gorgeous and foil. Oh my gosh. Okay, and our actual rare is a mythic. So we've got the Magic Mirror. So for 6 and triple blue, you get a legendary artifact. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant and sorcery in your graveyard. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a knowledge counter on the Magic Mirror, then draw a card for each knowledge counter on the Magic Mirror. Wow. Okay, that's a good foil rare. So this is what makes the mice tokens. I was wondering what made the mice. It's the enchanted carrot. Of course it's the enchanted... Oh, of course it's the enchanted carriage that makes the mice tokens. It's Cinderella. My gosh. I love the art for Didn't Say Please. Sherry's just binding this poor knight up together. So we've got the Questing Beast and the Magic Mirror. We've got a foil Once Upon a Time, which is probably the most expensive rare in the set, because people are going gaga over it for modern. Because, I mean, hey, one day Ancient Series is going to get banned in the format, am I right? Is it the same art? It's almost the same artwork as Once Upon a Time, as the Art on the Adventure card. And our rare is the Fabled Passage. So it's the budget Prismatic Vista. So it's a land, you tap and sacrifice the passage. Search your library for a basic land card, put in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Then if you control 4 or more lands, untap that land. So that you can very much use it on 3. Just this artwork in this set is so cool. Oh, the Shepherd of the Flock in the cool storybook border. That's really cool. So happy that a lot of my storybook artwork cards have been out uncommon and actually are pretty good ones. I got the Falmir Knight during pre-release. I think I opened the common knight, the one that gives the 3/1 that can't block. Oh my, there's a little pull tab. Oh, that makes opening these so much easier. I didn't even notice it until literally just now. And our rare. Okay, it's a foil Garenbrig Carver in the storybook form. So this is how good they look in foil. So for 3 and a green, you get a creature human word, it's a 3/2. And you got Shield's Might, which gives a target creature +2/+2 until end of turn. And Fervent Champion, so this is Mr. Javier Dominguez. So with this set, they kind of brought back the Players' Championship card. So this one is 2018 World Champion Javier Dominguez in his likeness. So they do have a little bit of say, I believe, in the cards design, but not a lot, as much as they used to back in the day. So Fervent Champion is a single red for a creature human knight. It's a 1/1 first strike and haste. When it attacks, another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And equip abilities you control, you activate that target Fervent Champion costs 3 less. Now, 3 is a key number. Do you know why? Modern swords. I'll just say that. Modern swords, equipped for 3. That's the original Shepherd of the Flock, by the way. This set is just so flavorful. You can just feel the flavor just dripping everywhere in this, I think. There we go, that makes it so much easier now that I know that pull tab's there. Alright, and our rare is a Midnight Clock. So for 2 and a blue, you get an artifact. You can tap to add blue, and for 2 and a blue, you put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library and then draw 7 cards. Exile the Midnight Clock. Our rare is an uncommon first. We've got the Thunderous Snapper. So for 4 blue Simic Hybrid, you get a creature, Turtle Hydra. Whenever you cast a spell with a converted mana cost of 5 or greater, draw a card. And our rare is the Ironcrag Feat. So for 1 in triple red, you get a sorcery, add 7 red. You can only cast 1 more spell this turn. There is a sorcery which costs exactly 7, and in red, that combos very nicely with this card. There's a combo deck now in Arena where you just throw the cat into the witch's oven. And you gain life, and you combine that with like a Gianni's Pride Mates. I saw the deck for the first time and I'm like, what are they doing? It took me a little while to piece it all together. And our rare is the Brazen Borrower. So for 1 and 2 blue, you get a creature, Fairy Rogue. It's a 3/1 flash and flying. It can only block creatures with flying. Or you can cast its instant of Petty Theft. You return a target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Cool. So it's kind of, it's a little bit reminiscent of a V-Click, but not exactly V-Click. So close, but not V-Click. Might kind of be better than V-Click. I don't know. It depends on how much you value the hand disruption. I mean, I guess you can click yourself and, you know, cycle a card that way. That's something you can do. Oh, we got a Garrick token. Does that mean we get a Garrick? And a rare? Nope, it's a Heraldic Banner. So for 3 mana, you get an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a colour. Creatures you control of the chosen colour get +1/+0, and you can tap it to add a mana of the chosen colour. Our rare is Folio of Fancy. So for 1 and a blue, you get an artifact. Players have no maximum hand size. For X, and tap, each player draws X cards. And for 2 and a blue and tap, each opponent puts a number of cards equal to the number of cards in their hand from the top of their library into their graveyard. Trail of Crumbs. This reminds me a little bit of the one in the Return to Innistrad block that dealt with clues. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a great draft build around me card. I miss Innistrad a little bit. So I think they kind of ruined the feel of it when they went for Eldritch Horror. Like, it was cool to see the Eldralis invading a plane other than Zendikar, but all the same. All the same. And our rare is Linden the Steadfast Queen. This is the one I was talking about. So for 3 white, you get a legendary creature, human noble. It's a 3/3 with vigilance. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. So this and Spectral Processions, yeah, it'd be good. Lucky Clover. Another storybook card. I just love these storybook artworks. Another Garrick token. And our rare. Oh, it's actually a foil rare. It's a Feybo Elspeth. I've read this one before, but my gosh, this foil looks so pretty in the light. And our other rare is Mirror Maid. So 1 and 2 blue, you get enchantment. You may have Mirror Maid enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or enchantment. Gondor. That was the name of the artwork that it reminds me of. The Unveil artwork reminds me of. It's Gondor. Of course, Gondor calls for aid. I knew I was going to get there eventually. I just needed some time to think about it. And the rare is Charming Prince. So for 1 and a white, you get a creature human noble. It's a 2/2. When Charming Prince enters the battlefield, you choose 1. Scry 2, gain 3 life, or exile another target creature you own, return to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. This makes me think it's something that Soul Herder decks might want. Soul Sisters, if you want to play like a Soul Herder build of Soul Sisters, this would be interesting. I'm so happy I eventually remembered that, because that would have bothered me for a while. And our rare... Oh, Oil Plains, that's going in the draft box, is Sundering Stoke. So this is the one that I said combos with the card that gives you 7 red mana. So for 6 and a red, you get a sorcery. It deals 7 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana is spent to cast a spell, instead it deals 7 damage to each of those permanents and or players. So we got the combo in the box. Bear Suplex. I'm sad that they didn't end up calling it that. One day the bear's gonna bite us back for all the times we've savage punched and done all that other stuff to bears in the past since Khans. I mean, maybe in when we go to, I can't remember the name of the plane, but it's going to be the one, the Lair of the Beasts, we might see the bears bite back. And our rare is Escape to the Wild. So for 3, a red and a green, you get a sorcery. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. Play cards exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play an additional land this turn. So think of light up the stage a little bit. In a pair of cards that don't normally get such good card advantage. That's the Family and I in the storybook artwork. I just can't wait to sink my teeth into this set more. It just seems like there's so much good stuff in here, you know? And our rare is Doom Foretold. So for 2, a white and a black, you get an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life, and you draw a card, you gain 2 life. You create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. And our rare is the Cauldron of Eternity. So for 10 and 2 black, you get a legendary artifact. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. For 2 and a black and tap, pay 2 life to return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only at any time you can cast a sorcery. So this is part of a mythic set of artifacts, like legendary artifacts. So you got the Henge, you got the Cauldron. There's one that cares about knights in white. I can't remember what the one in blue does. Oh wait, no, we opened the one in blue. I think that's the one that cares about instants and sorceries. And our rare. It's actually a foil. It's a foil trapped in the tower. Oh my god, this art is gorgeous. Our rare is the Feasting Troll King, however, so for 2 and 4 green. Can you tell we're going to Theros soon? It's a 7/6 creature troll noble with vigilance and trample. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast from your hand, create 3 food tokens. Sacrifice 3 foods, returning Feasting Troll King from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only during your turn. The Witch's Oven. So the way the little combo works is you play the cat, the uncommon cat. You tap and sacrifice the cat, you create a food token. And then you play the cat again. You go back and forth and you grow your pride mates to ridiculously huge and standard. Because it drains. It gives you a life and then it takes one away from your opponent. So if you have a way of dealing with that quite quickly, I suggest you do that. We're nearly done. We're nearly at the end of our journey through Fairy Tale World. And our rare is Witch's Vengeance. So for 1 and 2 black, you get a sorcery. Creatures of the creature type of your choice get -3/-3 until end of turn. But yeah, when I counted my friend's serpent, he's like, but I said please, can I get a flavor judge ruling on this, please? Oh, it was a good bit of fun we had there. Fun for me at least, because he got his creature counted. And rare is actually the storybook artwork of Bonecrusher Giant. So for 2 and a radiated creature giant, it's a 4/3. When it becomes the target of a spell, Bonecrusher Giant deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. You can pay 1 in a red for an instant adventure. Damage can't be prevented, and it deals 2 damage to any target. Cool. Cool. And our last pack. I hope you guys enjoyed this pack so far. This booster box opening, guys. I'll hopefully try and see if I can remember at least to not get too excited and open up a bundle and have it on this channel. Otherwise, I might see if I can get something a little bit special. I mean, who knows? Maybe I might be able to get myself a box of the collector's boosters. That'd be kind of fun if they weren't so expensive. But who knows? I might be able to get a deal done. And our last rare is Castle Lochwain. So this is the black cycle of those lands. So again, it enters tapped unless you control a swamp. You tap to add black, and for 1 and 2 black, you draw a card, then you lose life equal to the number of cards you have in your hand. Not Trail of Mysteries? Can't remember. It's gone now. It's been a while since I looked at Return to Innistrad block. Anyways, thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this booster box opening. I should hopefully remember to upload it in a decent pace, not upload it before before the next set comes in. Anyways, this has been Elspeth of the Planeswalker Pantheon. You can find us on Facebook at the Planeswalker Pantheon. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is down below. Anyways, guys, hopefully I'll see you next time.